I always start us off on the wrong page. I hate when I do that. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. As always, we got COOK in the house, my silent partner, the master of the chat. We're green today, right? We're green. COOK says we survived so far. I think this certainly sums up how I'm feeling right now. Fingies and toesies crossed, right? We'll take a look at the technicals. We are not out of the woods yet, but our Lord and Savior Elon Musk gave us a nice little jolt towards the close of the boomer markets here. He put out a tweet saying that spoke to North American Bitcoin miners yesterday, and they committed to publish current and planned renewable energy usage, and asked miners WW to do so. Is that waste? I don't know what that is. He says it's potentially promising. And then, of course, Michael Saylor tweeted out as well that he hosted it, I guess. Yeah. So, I don't know. You guys know how I feel. Personally, I just wish the guy would leave. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sorry about the barking. I seem to have company. People knocking on my door and no family. There they are. Alright. Let's see. Excuse the interruption. Stand by. Never a dull moment, right? Never a dull moment. Crazy people showing up at my house in the middle of a live show. We got songs in the house. Rough week. Hey, buddy. Hope you're holding on. Hope you're doing all right. Yes, it was a rough week, but let's just jump into it here rather than digging through my Twitter account. No one wants to see that. Overall market cap, we are up to 1.6 trillion. We've gained roughly 1.5 billion in 24 hours, so that's we got that going for us, which is nice. Bitcoin dominance is clawing its way back up 44% right now, while ETH is slipping a little bit down to 18%. Gas prices down to 86 Gwei. Good to see that. Bitcoin currently sitting at $39,107, still below that 40 grand mark. We were getting close. We're up 15% on the day. Ethereum sitting at $2,635, up 27%. Binance up 38%. Wow. Cardano up 22% on the day. Dogecoin up 20%. XRP, wow, below $1. What's this, dear? Yeah. Weird. Okay. Well, we'll check mail here in a minute. So many interruptions. Anyway, XRP below $1 at 92 cents, but up 25%. They must have really got hammered in the sell-off. Polkadot up 30%, and top 10. The Internet of Computers up 8.7%. What's chat saying? I'm not even paying attention here. Selling only makes it real, says C-Dub. Yeah, it's true. That's true. I saw your tweet a minute ago, C-Dub. We'll get into the whole LP position here in a second. I did pull one of my LP positions yesterday because the curiosity was getting to me as well. My advice, buddy, don't. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just leave it. It'll all be okay. We'll get back and it'll be all right. Don't pull the LP position. It's not pretty. Anyway, Bitcoin. Here's your 5-minute chart on Bitcoin. Let's see where we're at, what we're doing. Right here, let me tighten up a little bit for us. This was our little Elon tweet towards the close of our markets today. Gave us a nice little solid candle to send us up and over this previous high that we'd put in. Because honestly, before that tweet, I was already feeling pretty bearish on what we were seeing, just because we hadn't put in a higher high just yet. So Elon came through, got us up and over. We'll see if this trend can continue. Let's take a look at the headlines, find out what's driving prices today, folks. COOK says BNB all the way, for sure. It's actually performing really nice today, relative to Bitcoin too. It's certainly outperforming BTC. Goldman Sachs report projects Coinbase stock will climb to $306, and they look to DeFi and beyond. Get your tinfoil hats on today, folks. You are going to need it today. The mega bank initiated its coin coverage with a deep look at retail exchange upside and long-term growth drivers. Wasn't it just last week that we had Goldman coming out saying that what was it that they said? The price was wishful thinking or something ridiculous like that. And of course, the market crashes, and here we are today. Goldman Sachs says that they're feeling pretty bullish on crypto and Coinbase in particular. Next up, Coinbase poaches Goldman Sachs executive as chief policy officer. The new hire reflects how Coinbase is recruiting from its traditional finance world in a bid to increase its political influence. Coinbase has hired former Goldman Sachs executive Farir Shirzad, however you pronounce that guy's name, my apologies for butchering you, fella, as the chief policy officer. The hire comes as CoinDesk seeks to up its lobbying influence in Washington. Coinbase attempting to take over the world. CWK says, he is not pulling his LP position. He just knows BNB is gonna be a bit. Yeah. But I mean, gosh, if we continue at the paces that we're at today, I mean, we'll be there in no time, right? Whales buying after mysterious crazy crash. I know, right? Isn't that nuts? Who would have seen this coming, right? And then we had Ray Dalio come out. He came out today saying that he confirms that he's holding some Bitcoin and he sees the greatest risk. The ads. How do I make them stop? Go away, ads. Greatest risk is its success. Ray Dalio, the billionaire, founder of hedge fund Bridgewater, identified himself as a holder of Bitcoin in a conversation at Consensus 2021. That Consensus was today. That was hosted by CoinDesk, and there's certainly a lot of speculation out there as to that. Just, tinfoil hat stuff as to why the price, we would have seen this massive crash right before the Consensus meeting, which if you don't know what Consensus is, that's where all the billionaires get together to discuss what their next crypto investment will be, right? So, yep, tinfoil hats and all that. Speaking of tinfoil hats, Jamie Dimon urges regulators to act on crypto boom. Jamie Dimon, for those of you who don't know, is the CEO and chairman of JP Morgan. He has urged the formal regulatory measures for cryptocurrencies. He also suggested that crypto could hit a $5 trillion market cap in the near future. Seeing a trend in today's news as far as the largest banks in the world coming out and talking about crypto just days after the largest crash that we've ever seen in the crypto markets. By the way, nobody's really talking about this enough. We're going to bring it up. For those of you who are new to crypto and you've heard all the people say, you don't know what the volatility is like in crypto, you're new here, you don't understand it. Now you do. For those of you who've never been through a crypto crash, now you can say that you have. You have experienced the worst crash in cryptocurrencies that we have ever seen. It was the biggest drawdown in Bitcoin since its inception. Not to mention the altcoins, right? My goodness. There you go. Every fifth hedge fund already invests in cryptocurrencies, says a report by the PwC. Crypto-focused hedge funds have doubled their assets under management in 2020, researchers at PricewaterhouseCoopers have revealed. Hedge funds double down on crypto. They go into some challenges, but, 21% was the number. Where was it? I know it. Around 21% of all hedge funds are now in the crypto space. You got to assume that number went up dramatically over the last, we'll call it 48 hours. Moving on. DeFi can help transform global finance, says Wharton School of Business. They think it has lots of potential, but admits the industry is still immature, which is code for we haven't gotten our hands on it yet. That's what that's good for. So yeah, DeFi summer. That's why this headline's in here, because you guys know, if you've been watching this channel for, a few weeks now, you know that I've been pounding the table pretty dramatically on what will, I believe, be the greatest DeFi summer that this space has ever seen. Granted, we've only had one DeFi summer leading up to this one, but if history is any indication, it should be a good summer for all DeFi platforms and, of course, DeFi tokens. Speaking of DeFi tokens, Ethereum DeFi coins Polygon lead the crypto market recovery. The majority of cryptocurrencies are back in the green zone after last week's bloodbath, and some of them nearly doubled in price already. That's right, the Matic coin, my god, went on an absolute tear. The crypto market is slowly rebounding after last week's meltdown. Altcoins such as Polygon, MakerDAO, and others have already grown by 50% in the past 12 hours. Yep, so if you had bought that dip and you're investing in DeFi, like I've been pounding the table on, you're doing pretty well right now, and most likely you've already forgotten about the nightmare that was last week. So, yeah, that's that news. Moving on. South Korea's central bank to choose supplier for digital currency pilot. The Bank of Korea is looking for a technology supplier to explore a digital currency in a test environment. So, yep, South Korea, the Bank of Korea, BOK, is looking into CBDCs and launching their own stable coin central bank digital asset. So, yep, good for South Korea, I guess. We've also gotten quite a bit of news lately out of South Korea that they've been really cracking down on regulations in South Korea as far as crypto trading goes. They haven't obviously gone as far as China, but certainly cracking down. Next up, asset manager One River files for carbon neutral Bitcoin ETF in the US. This news was all over the place today. The ETF would buy and dispose of blockchain-based carbon credit tokens to account for the emissions associated with its Bitcoin holdings. That's interesting, right? According to the S1 filing submitted Monday, the One River Carbon Neutral Bitcoin Trust would be listed on the New York Stock Exchange and would buy and dispose of carbon credits to account for the emissions associated with the Bitcoin in the fund. Seems like just some bandwagon stuff, right? But I guess whatever gets us there, right? You guys know what my thoughts are on this whole climate Bitcoin nonsense, but here we are. Whatever moves us forward, whatever shifts the narrative, I guess, right? Next up, Solidus Labs raises $20 million from VCs, ex-regulators to fight crypto market manipulation. Solidus won angel support from former U.S. regulators Chris Giancarlo, Troy Parades, and Daniel Gorfine. There they are. Solidus Labs, which makes market surveillance tools to flag manipulation across crypto trading platforms, has raised $20 million. Announced Monday, Solidus' $20 million Series A was led by Evolution Equity Partners and included Hanako Ventures, which led the startup's $3.75 million seed round in early 2019. I'm pretty excited about this. What we've always discussed is the great thing about blockchain in the crypto space is, yeah, we're getting manipulated here. Yeah, we're getting fucked. But the nice thing about it is we can always look to the blockchain and we can see who's fucking us, right? Pardon my language. Or at least get an idea of who's doing the fucking, and we may not be able to get an exact identity, but that doesn't necessarily matter. So I think it's going to be great to have these for Solidus to create a suite of manipulation tools for retail investors to get their hands on to, be able to see if we're getting screwed or not. I think that's important, and I certainly look forward to this project. Solidus, something to keep your eyes out for. Moving on. COOK says the environment is popular again. Yeah, or certainly, No, yeah, you're right. It's trendy, right? It's become trendy to, shame anybody who uses any sort of thing that is bad for the environment. But I'm sure those same people are also bitching and moaning while simultaneously working on an iMac that was built in a damn sweatshop, right? Blockchain equals KY lube. I don't know what you mean by that, but it makes me laugh. Next up, Huobi OKX limits services for Chinese customers ahead of government crackdown. This was news that actually came out yesterday, but obviously we did not have a show over the weekend, or any shows over the weekend, because, well, I took my own advice and took a well-needed break, especially with the meltdown that we were seeing. Headspace was not good, but we've gotten that fixed and we are back on track. So yeah, this came out yesterday, and they are restricting citizens now from crypto derivatives trading and some mining services, while OKX will pause trading for its OKB coin. So just kind of the first step. I honestly, I know this crash was part of the, people think this is part of the reason why our market crashed. And I'm sure, it certainly didn't help. But I for one, see this news as extremely bullish, because the more miners we get out of China, the less control they're going to have over our markets. So, short term, not good. Long term, highly, highly bullish. Moving on. Wyoming Governor Mark Gordon says that he owns crypto. Good for you, Mark Gordon. Quote, people often look to New York or Miami or Delaware before they look at Wyoming, but a lot of pioneering work has been done there. So, is this the tweet? Yep. Governor Gordon just confirmed that he owns cryptocurrency. I didn't know that. Yeah, okay. So, good for you, Mark Gordon. Welcome to the club. Glad you could make it. Better late than never. And last up on our list, this was also news that came out over the weekend. It just kind of made me smile. I don't know why. But, search query, quote, should I sell my Bitcoin? Skyrockets on Google Trends over the weekend. Users' interest in cryptocurrencies has surged to a new all-time high is what they should have put in there, amid cryptocurrencies panic sell-offs. Wow, crypto slate, you guys gotta do better. So, yep, there's the trend. Wow. I'm sorry, I'm a little speechless. I can't believe that you would go into Google and actually type the phrase, should I sell my Bitcoin? That I just don't even know what to say about that, but that could speak to the intelligence level, I guess, of some of the new people that have entered this space. Maybe. Wow. 400%. That's crazy. So anyway, yep, hope that puts a smile on your face, especially if you're one of the diamond handers out there that did not sell. I am proud. I am proud. Okay, let's jump into the sticks. As always, if there's anything you guys want to take a look at, if there's anything that you're holding that you're concerned about and want to do a little TA on, throw it in the chat for me and we will take a look. Back on the 5-minute chart on Bitcoin here, you can see not much has changed since we last saw it. Let's back out, take a look at the 4 hours, see how much we've actually recovered here. You see right now we are working our way back up into the moving average ribbon. The ribbon is beginning to roll over here, so we are beginning to change momentum. That is good to see. We have currently put in a higher high from this point, so that is also bullish. We'll just have to wait and see, guys, where this goes. I mean, like I said when I started this the show here, we're not out of the woods yet, but the fact that we are putting in a higher high would certainly bode well, right? Makes me feel a little more enthusiastic, but I don't know if it's PTSD or what. We just certainly think we need to be a little more careful. Let's take a look at Ethereum, or ETH, I should say. Same thing on ETH. You see we have put in a higher high. We are currently working on blasting through this other high, so very good stuff. Very, very good. Clean that up. CWK wants to take a look at DOGGY, and he also says people are waiting for a short squeeze for GME. Yeah, that's true, they still are. I'm still waiting on that short squeeze for GME. See, what do you... That's not true, I don't hold any stocks, not right now anyway. Be a cold day in hell before I ever go back to that market. But anyway, yep, there's Ethereum. You can see we're bullish there too. We have put in higher highs. We are making higher lows. The trend continues, although, now that I've come over here to the 5-minute on ETH, you can see we are losing a little bit of momentum. Hell, you could even argue that we just put in a lower high, right? We did not make it above that wick. So, we might be cooling off for the day. We'll see. We will see. We've certainly had one hell of a run, so I would not be surprised even the slightest if we do kind of cool down a little bit. Wow, Doge caught a hell of a run going into... Look at the volume that was associated with it, too. Wow. Was that going into close? Yeah, sure was. Doge looks like it's on the move. BNB. Same thing. You can still look more clearly on BNB that we did not put in a higher high. Matter of fact, we even had a bit of a double top candle here. Yeah, looks like we might be consolidating for the night, folks. Is what it's looking like to me, or at least until the the Asian markets open up and the European market opens up later tonight, we're probably done for the day if I had to guess. But again, you know, most things rallied 50% today, so it's I'm not complaining at all. Same thing on cake. Look at that. Cake also did not make a higher high, so we are consolidating across the board at this time. C-Dub, I want to show you this right here. I'm not even remotely joking. Right here, if we go all the way down to the very, very bottom. Not to toot my own horn or anything, I just wanted to show this to you. That I had gotten up yesterday when all this was happening. I had saw that we were now below 10 and that we were coming down on cake. I got up, I came to the computer, and honest to God, out of sheer frustration, just because I was angry that the price of cake was so low, I came over here and I swear, boys, I bought the exact bottom tick. Like this very bottom of this wick right here, I swear was my buy order kicking in. So that doesn't happen very often, which is why I wanted to toot my own horn a little bit. I swear I bought the exact bottom tick of cake. And feeling really good about that investment now. And the capital that I used was actually capital that I had off the table for quite some time. That I never really even planned on tapping into, but obviously, given light of recent events, pulling a little bit more capital into the game seemed pertinent. And as you can see, it has paid off pretty dramatically over the past 24 hours. Stuck it primo, says C-Dub, for sure. That doesn't happen very often. That is a rare thing. And, you know, one thing that we should also mention is that I wasn't doing this with cake, but for some things like BNB and certainly DOGGY as well, we caught the knife a few times coming down. So this was not this was not without its losses, right? For sure. You know, when we thought we bottomed here, I was certainly making some buys, but you know, I put a significant amount of capital to work right here at that bottom tick on cake, and it was just out of sheer anger, that I couldn't believe that cake had gone that low. Because when I had first gotten into cake, guys, I had first bought the cake token right at $12, I think, so right around here, and my goodness, the returns I'd gotten off of that investment were truly off the charts. It was one of my best trades in crypto, and so seeing it back at that price again was. Yeah, that kind of goes to one of the things that I always preach. And no matter what you're investing in, make sure you know stick with them. Like when I was in stocks, I had like a handful of stocks I would constantly rotate in and out of. Boeing was one of them. Apple was one of them. And it's the same concept with crypto. You know, I have a handful of cryptos that I really, really like, and they're the ones that I'm constantly trading in and out of. You could, you know, probably should just be holding them long term, but you know, the fact is we got to make some money sometimes, and that's what I've noticed. I'm digressing. The more you trade a certain asset, we'll use cake here as an example. The more you get to know that price action, the more you're familiar with the way that it moves and when it's cheap and when it's expensive, kind of thing. So something to think about, right? I wouldn't be jumping around between all these different coins that you've never heard of before or really have no idea what they're doing. Instead, I would pick a handful that you really, really like. Do extensive research on them, really jump in, look at the project, what do they do, try to find out who the team is, and get involved in the discords and the telegrams and all that. CWOK says, stop the floor out of spite. Yep, sure did. Out of pure anger. Alright, Bake. I'll tell you what though, watching this today, part of me had kind of wished that rather than rolling that capital into cake, I'd rolled it into Bake, because the returns on Bake were pretty extreme as well. I would have definitely seen. I think my entire portfolio would be back in the black had I rolled those funds into Bake instead. But what are you gonna do? Live and learn, right? Okay. Let's see. Let's take a quick look at DOGGY here before I forget. We gotta hop on over to PooCoin to do that one, though. We can't do that on TradingView. At least I don't think. Maybe they have added DOGGY to TradingView. I don't know. Gotta make sure we're not DDoSing the system here. Alright. Populate. There it is. Well, so this isn't going to be pretty, but here we are. So what happened last night was not good. If you were up in the wee hours of the morning like I was, waiting for that Bark launch. So here's what happened. They gave us the option. You could either swap your doggy for the Bark token, or you could use a BUSD swap to do it. But here's what people did. The majority of people, rather than just doing a straight swap across the board, went out and they actually sold their doggy coin to buy BUSD, and then used the BUSD to buy the damn Bark coin, which obviously led to this ugly, nasty candle you see right here. So, it's kind of one of those moments where I was watching it all go down, and I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, are people really this stupid? And yep, the answer was yes. Yes, they are. And so hopefully, people are a little embarrassed about this whole thing, and maybe we won't do a secondary liquidity pairing next time. This is all very new. We're all still learning here. Certainly the Bakery Swap team is still learning as well. But yep, this is what happened. It did not go like they planned it would go. The way people were hoping that this launch would go is people would go out, they'd buy a whole bunch of their doggy coin, which then would drive the price of doggy up, and then people would just do a straight swap from their doggy to their Bark coin, which would have less of a price impact, right? But instead, like I said, people went out, sold all their fucking doggy for BUSD, and then used the BUSD to buy the damn Bark token. So, whoops. Obviously, I think Bakery Swap has a lot more plans with this entire ecosystem that they're building with this meme 3.0 coin that they've released. So I don't think this is the end of it by any means. I haven't sold any of my doggy. Matter of fact, I added quite a few positions when we went back under a cent. I picked up quite a bit more. So that's where we're at there, bud. That is where we're at there. CWOK says, this is why we can't have nice things. I know. It was slightly embarrassing, and I went to bed last night very, very angry just because once again, I gave people the benefit of the doubt, and I couldn't believe that we were just that damn stupid. But here we are. Here we are. Alright guys, that is all I've got today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as always. If you enjoyed the show, if you like today's content, go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ping that notification so that you know when we're going live. I go live every day around 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And maybe sometimes on the weekend when I need a little mental vacation, we'll take a day off. But I'll try to keep you guys informed. If you follow me on Twitter there, you'll see those updates. And, yep, that's all I got. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. We'll do it all again tomorrow.